Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, back playing some more Forza Horizon 5. There's more Hilltop Rally. That's right. We got the Ford Falcon this time around. Last time out, the Mercury Cyclone did not do too well. So I'm going to see how its counterpart, the Ford counterpart, can do up that mountain. So the Ford Falcon did pretty well in Horizon 4 for our off-road muscle series, but of course, back then it was a little bit different. Now, we couldn't do driveline swaps, and now we learn in this game that roll cage is like the most important upgrade to do to an old car. It might reduce 0 to 60, increases weight. It could increase 0 to 60 as well if you don't have a lot of power, but the corner grip you can hold is just so superior, you would be dumb not to do it. We have off-road tire compounds. This car starts kind of low-ish B-class, but not really low. Oh, look at that. Going to give ourselves a rear wing because it almost always reduces PI. How is this car's transmission? Because we're already kind of high in the PI without any power upgrades, I'm going to leave the stock gearbox. Yeah, very important to get the car like that. We could do some weight reduction and get it to a pretty lightweight vehicle. But, nah. Add the front splitter because that does seem to help. And we can supercharge it with a ProCharger. Very nice. I actually like the ProCharger. It rewards cars with high revving engines. This car's engine does rev pretty high from standard. Lose 1 horsepower, some torque. I do like the power characteristics of a ProCharger. Can I get their standard blower to go on this though with like some bad intercoolers? Not really. What about reducing braking? Standard supercharger I think would be the better call. But we may not have the power or PI for that. I remember the supercharger on one of these cars used to reduce PI because it added weight. Not this time though. Why did she get rid of the Ford badging? That doesn't make sense. What on earth is that color combo? Look at that. I kind of want to stick with that, but looks like we're going to have to go for centrifugal supercharger. We could stay naturally aspirated, of course. That would be the easy call. But, yeah. Can still reduce some weight with the thing there. $3,750, 500 horsepower, 400 torque. Not too much torque for this engine here. Considering it's, I think, bigger than the Cyclone. The Cyclone had a 7-liter, the 428. 427, whatever. What is this engine's displacement? 5.7, so that's why. Could bump it up to 6.1 if we wanted to, but nah. We got our car. We're ready to tune this. The 4-speed. Maybe I wanted to do that, but the PI gain a little bit much. I'm pretty stiff anti-roll bars from standard. I kind of like that. There we go, even it out. Pretty stiff front suspension. I can even it out a little bit there. Do we have a good front splitter? 260. Not the worst we've had, but not the best. And rear wing? That's a pretty poor rear wing. We barely get anything from that. That's that. We probably could build this a little bit better. How much time do we want to waste doing that, though? Alright, so doing that, with the sport gearbox, we're going to be able to get better acceleration and stay higher in the rev range for the ProCharger. So that's a plus in both situations. Yeah, look at how extended those gears were. We would be in like second gear the whole race without that. Okay, so now that should be good for us. I'm glad I did that because that stock gearbox looked pretty brittle. If you don't know what a ProCharger does, it only builds power high up in the RPM range. So it can give you like a stable power band. And good for like low RPM driving. While at the same time giving you decent high power response. But it of course reduces overall torque. So it's a trade-off. My Buick GSX still is on the leaderboard here. 48.0 is the time to beat. Can we finally break into the 47s with the Ford Falcon? Let's find out. The Ford Falcon, smaller engine than the Mercury, and the Buick for that matter. But it's fairly lightweight at below 4,000 pounds, and I think it'll have a good handling build here. Now the Mercury only got like a 48.8. It was pretty slow. Or at least not very well handled. This time around, we do have a roll cage, and we have a pretty good amount of power. So let's go. In the Falcon, we do drive on the right-hand side of the car. I'm not sure if the character has... Oh, wow. My car just turned on its own. I did not do that. I'm going to have to look back at that footage. That was very odd. I hit the brakes and turned, and it just turned. I wonder, this game does have different brake locking up mechanics. Did I lock up the brakes and that kept me from turning? I have no idea. I don't know what the controller overlay looked like. I'm definitely going to have to look back at that. Did my controller actually glitch out? It's doing it again! I'm getting some interference like no tomorrow. What is going on? Is this car broken? I am afraid of this car now. What's going on? Okay. Just gonna have to pretend that that didn't happen, and trust that the car won't do it again. Because I unplugged my controller and all that. We should be good. As for the car itself now that it's not trying to kill me, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be able to beat that Buick. That Buick seems so much more stable. It does have a supercharger, and it's got a lot more torque than us. That might be the call here. The Procharged Oldsmobile may have been one of the ways to go at the Mortimer Garden Scramble in Horizon 4, but here at the top of the mountain, I don't think it's the way to go. Would we have done better naturally aspirated? I don't know. But definitely this is not the way to go. This probably needed to be a car with a race gearbox to have more gears, because we're not in a high enough RPM all the time to use that Procharger. And second, no, I went down to first gear for that? Really? Interesting. Yeah, the GSX is something else in this game. It was borderline overpowered in Horizon 4. In Horizon 5, I think it's actually overpowered. For what it is. In the classic muscle B-class class, it's probably unbeatable. We're not going to beat the Buick. Can you at least beat the Mercury? That had a time of 48.8. No, we still can't beat the Mercury. We got a 48.9. That was very close. The Mercury is still faster than the Falcon, even though they're practically the same car. The Buick remains on top. This car's a little bit cursed. I don't know what happened with my controller on lap 1. Unplugging it, plugging it back in, seems to have worked though. That's going to be it for the Ford Falcon. It couldn't get it. I'll see you all in the future. Goodbye, everybody.